Hey everyone, Mike Klingler here. The other day I did a video on Unifii and wanted to just kind of follow up on that and talk about some things. I'm going to come back to this slide here. I'm not actually promoting this. Let me say that again. I am not actually promoting this yet. I am looking at possibly adding it to our first tier programs, making it a total of 2 that we would have in our system. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute and why I'm considering this. There are 3 major reasons why I'm considering this or something like it. I mentioned in my last video why I have some concerns, SEC concerns, stuff like that. And really, ultimately, the reason why I'm sharing this whole process with you is so you can, I'm trying to help people get more educated about what to look for if you're looking for a long-term program and other little nuances in building a business. Today, for example, Shane Carling, who's promoting this, did a great job of kind of communicating some key points, and I wanted to run through some of the things that he talked about that has me concerned about these kinds of programs, and not so much concerned as just wanting to make sure that people are aware of these things. If we had a more educated community out there in the space of crypto network marketing programs that paid cryptocurrency commissions, everybody would do so extraordinarily better. So that's really what I want to commit my work to right now, because there's huge opportunities in generating cryptocurrency commissions on a major scale to be able to think outside the box and generate resources to put into Bitcoin and put into other altcoins to take advantage of what's about to happen in the crypto space. But if we have so many uneducated or undereducated people in regard to cryptocurrency programs, it's going to be very difficult to do. Just this all was kind of spawned out of my own mistakes that I made last fall when I entered into crypto. I'm very effective as a marketer, but that can sometimes be dangerous if you promote things that don't have a lot of sustainability behind them, or if you trust the wrong people. So that's why I'm really committed to this. I want to help people make less mistakes. I want to kind of help elevate the awareness of all the different things you want to consider when joining a program. What I'm saying here isn't knocking Unifii at all. I may end up promoting Unifii. I'm just not there yet. I'll come back to share why I'm looking at adding this to our system, which has a large community behind it. It would be a big boost for Unifii. And if a few concerns are ironed out, then that I shared in the last video, then it could be a fantastic program for us. So let me talk about or kind of share with you something that Shane shared here. Just listen carefully, because I want to get into something that I think can make a huge difference in your success if you're aware of some of these nuances when analyzing opportunities or getting started. So listen to what Shane has to say here.
Right now, Unifii is in pre-launch. And as we go towards launch date, the whole point of the pre-launch is that we can get our friends on board. They can get a position for free, but that does not mean that you get the business for free. Okay, so everyone will have to pay if they want to continue being a customer and a member and affiliate when this thing goes live.
Okay, so a lot of people are piling in right now, and they're excited, and maybe you're one of them. Let me kind of let me show this. Again, I'm not promoting this. The reason why you're seeing that I have people enrolled, and this isn't letting me do it, is it? There we go. This is showing, quite a few people. I signed up into it for free 2 days ago and then referred people to it. But these aren't just anybody. These are people on my core team. In case we do decide to launch with it, I don't want, their teams and their teams ending up in someone else's organization because I get it caught up in the excitement of signing up for free. So I wanted to make sure that I release this because it's one that we're going to consider for our system. And again, I'll talk about the criteria we're looking for another first tier program for our system and what that's all about. But I just want you to know, I did refer key people to it in my organization, but I'm not telling them to buy it yet. I'm not actually promoting it yet as in, go ahead and take advantage of this. There's things I need to see first and have addressed first. But anyway, this kind of shows you like how people can get excited with something like this. It's in a pre-launch, it's free to join. And so all these people start joining. And if you click underneath these other people, you'll see lots of people underneath them. It's very easy to grow something like that. And then it shows in the back office, this money, that's generating, but it's not actually generating money. It's free to sign up. And a lot of people don't know this. Like a lot of people are signing up thinking, oh, they're not gonna have to pay anything and they're still gonna be able to make all this money and they're gonna be able to make the money that it's showing. That's not true at all. So some things I want to talk about around this, man, there's so much to share. It's so important to get. it can be very alluring to stop what you're doing and go join something like this because it's free and it's easy to sign people up because it's free. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a successful move for you. Now, maybe it will be if you're one of those that jumped on this and started sharing it and you've got all these people joining and signing people up for free. That may turn into something. But you need to understand, like, a lot of the people that you're bringing in and that they're bringing in, no matter what you say, they're just signing up with no or low commitment. And you just don't know if that's going to have any longevity or legs on it at all. Now, I know a lot of people are just so stressed financially and really at the point of desperation. Not saying that everybody doing this at this stage is desperate, but there are so many people who are that's why they will jump from program to program to program, always looking for the next big hit and not really being concerned about longevity. But then you're just constantly chasing, and never really having a sustainable, successful situation. So you got to think about these things. Yeah, it's easy to sign up in something that's free. It's easy to sign other people up into something that's free. It's easy to create this illusion that something's happening. And maybe something kind of is, but when you're showing the amount of money that somebody will be making, that is not cool by the FTC's perspective. You got to understand that. Like, so I'm not saying that that's going to be enough of a reason for me not to consider promoting this, but I have concerns because of these kinds of issues. In fact, Shane addresses that, I believe, here, although he speaks of it a little bit differently, but listen carefully.
We're all here because we want to be in the ground floor. We want to get a big team. We want to drive some momentum and come out the gate when this thing launches going like a beast. It's going to be incredible. We're really, really excited. But remember this, you cannot pay for your initial with your earnings, because if everyone's doing that game, think about that, then no one's actually paying, and then they're paying for the membership with monopoly money. Okay, guys? So in order for you to get paid, people have to pay. In order for your business to become live, you got to pay to activate your business when this thing launches. And then when you're paying, people get paid. When people pay, you get paid. That's
okay. So that actually doesn't address what I'm talking about. I kind of hit that. A lot of people are thinking, here's someone who posted in Unifii Facebook group, woke up and checked my account this morning, loving this new opportunity, showing this money. I showed you mine right here. It's very exciting, right? I only signed up 2 days ago. I just told a few people, they're telling people it's free to come in, and they're showing this amount of money. Now it says estimated, but let's listen to the video where he actually kind of addresses, actually, I'm not sure where that is. Somewhere in here he actually addresses it. Let's go ahead and just wait and see if it's
the way it
at the end of
works,
this.
okay? So remember, those potential earnings are just that, potential earnings. That's assuming that everybody who's underneath of you in your organization and your matrix actually pays for the membership. You can't expect 100% of people to pay for their membership, all right? So just to be clear on that. Now, the other thing, just a quick check on.
So again, you can't expect 100% of the people to pay on this. So what does this really mean? Why are they sharing this? Well, obviously to get people excited. Sign up for free, you're signing people up for free, they're signing up for people for free, and it's showing these numbers as an estimate. But is that a realistic estimate?
All of our
Because you have to actually buy, and so do they, to achieve those numbers.
Marketing guys, make sure that you are marketing according to proper compliance.
Here's what I wanted you to hear. He kind of hits this here.
All right, so just to be clear on that. Now, the other thing, just a quick check on all of our marketing guys, make sure that you are marketing according to proper compliance, okay? So no income claims, no guarantees. You're not allowed to post earnings publicly and anything like that, okay? Because that's called enticement, so make sure you're not doing that.
Okay, it's called enticement. Now, he's referring to not posting numbers like what someone might earn, might expect to earn, estimated earnings, in public. But the reality is the FTC considers it enticement if the company is posting numbers back here that don't actually represent reality. That's also called enticement. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to get slammed for that, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it. I'm not here to tell others what to do or not do. But the reality is, I want people to be educated about what's going on. While this may be a great marketing strategy for the company and so forth, and those early building excitement, this could also be considered enticement by the FTC, by the company, even though it's not being posted publicly outside the website. It's posted on the website for the specific strategy to get people excited to sign up. Like, that's the whole point of sharing this and these numbers and these other numbers that we saw here that someone posted. And I've seen a lot of people posting these. So again, I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying that you need to understand that that can easily be considered enticement by the FTC, even though it's not. It's still public, because people that haven't paid, that aren't part of the company yet, are seeing these numbers, and these numbers don't necessarily represent reality. Now, I can see how I can get people excited, but since no one paid and no one underneath them paid, it doesn't represent reality. So that's one thing to really keep in mind. Something else, again, they're showing the organizational structure. I can see how this can get people excited, but something else I want you guys to think about. And again, I might end up promoting this thing, but I like to be, it's time for us to start addressing like the reality part with the excitement, because there's plenty to be excited about with an opportunity that's just launching. And I'm not saying anyone's doing anything wrong, not at all. I think Shane's a fantastic communicator and definitely knows what he's doing and he's talking about it and seems like a great guy. That's not what I'm saying. I wanted to point out that something that he was cautioning people about, also needs to be taken into consideration with how the company is promoting also. And doesn't mean that the conclusion by the company won't be the same. Hey, let's go ahead and do it, understanding the risk and the reality. But I want people to understand these things, because I think when the whole industry starts to understand these things more, then the whole industry as a whole will do so much better, instead of jumping around from program to program, not really understanding what's going on and not really understanding what creates risk factors and so forth. So again, looking at all these people that have come in, even before I've really promoted it, again, I just shared it with a few people that understand what I'm doing and understand that I'm not telling them to buy yet and so forth. Because I haven't decided if I want to move forward on this. I'll tell you what I'm looking for and why we're considering adding this to our system in a minute, and what, I'll recap at the end why I'm not promoting it yet and what I need to see before I do. But one thing I want you is you look at these people that have come in and you think of, people in the people in this Facebook group. There's thousands of people coming in for free, signing people up for free, and just kind of look at this image of imagining that, that's happening, and all these people are excited. They're thinking about the possibility on launch day. They don't know how many people are going to purchase underneath them and so forth, but they're hoping it'll be a lot, et cetera, et cetera. And it very well could be, this is not a bad marketing strategy. It's been commonly used, the pre-launch phase, come in for free, et cetera. And I'm not saying it's bad, not saying you shouldn't participate, but there are things to consider that the leaders understand, but not everybody understands. And what I'm saying is, and I know some marketing leaders don't like to talk about these kinds of things, but I'm telling you, we will all be so much more successful if everybody understands these things. The people that are coming in, you have to ask yourself, okay, so it's really easy for them to be signing people up, and for them to be signing people up when it's free and you're getting pre-positioning. And some of them are seeing these numbers, right? People are sharing these kinds of numbers when no one's paid anything, and they don't really think about what it means. And a lot of them actually think it's real money waiting for them. That's why Shane had to address that question in the video, saying, hey, no, you're gonna have to pay, because a lot of people looking at these numbers thinking, oh, that's what I have coming to me, and I won't even have to pay. Now, he's addressing all that responsibly, but a lot of people are thinking that way. You have to really understand that all these people that are coming in, and not these exact people, I'm just showing you kind of a picture, all the people coming in, the different levels coming in, most of them don't understand what's going on, because the conversation I'm having right now isn't your typical conversation, which I think is a problem that needs to be addressed. All these people think that magic is happening. They come in, they didn't pay anything, they're referring people in, it's growing, and it's showing these numbers. And the problem with that is, when reality hits, when it's time to pay and it's time to see other people pay, obviously a much lesser percentage of the people that came in are going to end up enrolling. And then, so that's the reality check number one that's going to happen. And then reality check number two that's going to like have an impact on morale and everything. Then, but it doesn't mean they won't rise out of that, right? Like, some people are going to enroll, and the better the communicators and the leaders behind it, the more that will enroll, and the more impressive the program is when we get to see the training and everything, and the program actually launches, which is supposed to be in June. If that's really impressive, then that could create a whole new level, level of momentum. But there's a second piece to this. Everyone who came in was just leveraging their immediate contacts and connections. It creates this great growth. But it's free to come in, so there's low commitment, really easy. Don't even have to really think about it. Just get in. The story for most of them is just get in, because it's free, it's easy, it's going to be, signals and this and that, but nobody really, there's no big commitment, so they're all coming in. But then when it launches, and after the first level of reality check sets in, where they realize they have to pay, the second reality check sets in, which is they're going to have to be able to grow the organization. The people that came in at the bottom need to keep bringing people in. Otherwise, the whole thing people would lose interest if it stops growing. So that's a problem, right? How are people going to sell the product? How are people going to present the product? Well, you're just going to send people to the website. They got great presentations, they'll say, and that may very well be. But they need to be able to reach new people that are going to now make a commitment with payment, which is a different reality. So there's going to be a shift in momentum. Now they can, when this happens, when people have to pay, and then they have to actually bring people into the organization who have to pay from the get-go. After launch happens, it's going to be a whole different ball game, and the question is going to be, can they survive that phase? Now, maybe they can. That's what I'm asking myself all kinds of questions to see, can they? Because I don't want to promote something that I'm not confident can sustain that phase. Now, there's huge opportunity in getting into something early if it does overcome those two reality check phases. The first one being people have to actually pay when the thing launches, and the second one being people are going to have to be motivated and inspired and impressed enough, and this has to be like systems and things in place well enough from the leadership and so forth that people are going to be able to recruit or sell the programs, sell the product, which is education and signals and so forth. If it can survive that, phenomenal payoff and returns. But people need to understand that the excitement and the energy and the momentum during pre-launch, when it's free to come in, is not this. The obstacles and challenges to overcome to accomplish that is nothing in comparison to the obstacles and challenges to get past that phase. And if someone like me, and you have to think for yourself as well, if you're coming into this and you're promoting something and then it doesn't get past that phase and it fizzles, then you're off to the next thing, then you're off to the next thing. And honestly, in the cryptocurrency industry, how many of you have seen that? It's over and over and over again. And what happens is, if you're getting tangled up in that, then a lot of your leadership that might be developing in your organization that you've invested time into in the previous program is constantly on the lookout for the next thing for them to jump into, and then they try to get you underneath them. It's where everyone's mind is, to get into the next best thing, the next best thing, the next best thing, and there's no team development, there's no sustainability. It's not good for anybody. The messaging, every time someone jumps from program to program to program to program, every time the messaging, the products, everything changes because you're in a new program. Not my cup of tea. Now, we might, this might be a great opportunity. I'm looking at it. I just found out a couple of days ago. The thing I need to see, and I mentioned to the person who referred me into this, who actually uses our system, and I go to my elite members in our system for ideas about programs to review, which we use in our marketing. I do reviews on different programs and give those to our members, and they use that in their marketing to bring leads into our system. And I also look to those reviews sometimes as a means to find the next opportunity we want to plug into our system. What I need to see, that I'm going to be looking at next, is Prosperity U. It's not open yet, but he says he might be able to get the owners to have me have access to that. I'll be looking at that. If that's really impressive, if the way it's organized and the information it covers, if it's a really good program that helps people understand crypto for the first time, that's a great market that I would like to reach out to, and I'd like our system to reach out to. So that's what I'm looking at next. My other concerns are SEC related. I covered that in my previous video, and you could go find that, on this channel if you're looking for, what I covered there. But I may very well end up promoting this. I may very well end up incorporating it into our system, but I need to see the product. I need to see the product. I need to see this what's substantial behind this, and I need to feel confident that this is going to be around for a while. Because this thing that I keep seeing in the industry of people jumping around from thing to thing to thing, and people that are developing under somebody else's team, like I'll be watching this, somebody will be developing as a leader under somebody else's team, and then the next thing you know, that same person who was developing under somebody else's team is ending up trying to sign their upline up and other people that they were working with sideline into the next program, trying to do a jujitsu move of some kind, getting all excited about something that's free to come into. I'm seeing this time and time again, and it's creating this transient industry. People jump around like crazy. There's no opportunity for growth. Most people don't understand what's going on. They don't know how to assess opportunity. And you're investing all this time and energy into one program. Next thing you're in another program. That's why we created the system we did. Somebody had asked me, Jason Cardamone, in fact, can you give me some bullet points on what this new, because I talked about adding another first tier program, and I'm considering it being Unifii. It may not be, I don't know yet, but it may very well be. So I just kind of I'm going to go through the bullet points with you of what I ran through with him of what are we looking to accomplish by adding an additional first tier program. First of all, I'm looking for something with a lower entry cost than Seaweed, which is our other first tier program. Crypto World Evolution. I'm looking for a lower entry cost for those who need it, so they can build up commissions perhaps to get into Seaweed and trading with the Autobot if they desire, and so we can help those who are less advantaged financially get a start. It's a pretty low cost entry point with Unifii. So, if we do end up joining Unifii, that's one of the reasons why. If we don't, that's one of the things I'm looking for with our additional first tier program that's in our system. There needs to be a residual income component, like a monthly subscription-like fee, but low cost. Seaweed doesn't have any kind of residual component. And number three, it needs to be very well organized education for newbies in crypto. Seaweed's not good to market like with advertising because it doesn't speak to a larger audience. So I'm able to help people do marketing with our system now that eventually promotes Seaweed in it, because we're going to YouTube and we're using social media, and we're able to target people that are like cryptocurrency opportunity seekers, and we're educating and really helping them figure out how to do a sustainable model for cryptocurrency generation with Seaweed and with other second tier programs. I won't get into all of that, but second tier programs like affiliate programs like Binance, Coinbase, Trezor, Ledger, etc. But we need something, if we're going to do an advertising co-op and have an advertising funnel, we need to have something that appeals to a much larger audience for that to be really effective. And that would be people that are new to crypto. And for those of you that see what I'm seeing, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not telling you this is going to happen, but this is what I'm seeing, that crypto is going to explode, that it's right now near its bottom and it's going to explode and turn into a bull market. First of all, Seaweed's going to do awesome in that phase because they have an HPSI robot, and for those that know, it's exceptional in a bull market, not so much in a bear market. But when we move back into a bull market, that's also going to be when there's a huge influx of interest from new people who want to get involved with crypto but know nothing about it. Seaweed is not a great place to send them from start one if you know nothing about crypto. It can be intimidating, and it takes more resources because you're having to put money into an Autobot and have it trade for you. So, Unifii could be that solution for us. Again, I have some concerns and I need to see the product first and so forth, but it could be that solution for us. That's the third criteria I'm looking for with whatever our next first tier program is going to be that we're adding to the system. We need to see something that's educational for newbies entering into crypto. Now, obviously, I want to see the signals work, the other products associated with it, but it's kind of going to take a longer period of time to be able to measure. I can get feedback from people, and I already have, that seem to be doing really well with Unifii, who's been testing it, but it's not out yet. Mostly what I'm interested in is the education. I'm glad it has the other features, although I have some concerns with the SEC that I talked about in my last video, but I'm going to follow up and find out more about and address those concerns. The biggest thing I'm looking for that Unifii provides is the education, but it's got to be good. So hopefully I'll be able to get a sneak peek at that before it launches. And if I do, I'll do another update for you guys. For those that don't know what our system is, I do have a link underneath this video. This is what I do. I record reviews on different opportunities, and then that helps lead people into a sustainable model, a model that removes you from the ups and downs in the transient industry of people jumping from program to program to program, a place where you can make a home And if something were to happen to one of our first tier programs, we just replace it with another one and we keep on going. And that way the community and the organization keeps growing instead of people jumping around and getting discouraged each time that happens and the storyline changing and the marketing changing. We still have the same system that we direct people to. So who knows, maybe we'll be adding Unifii to that system. If you want to check out our system and kind of follow along, if you're planning to do Unifii, then you might like what we're doing. And if we decide to incorporate Unifii into the system, perhaps you'll want to use the system as well. You'll find a link to get introduced to where that system stands today underneath this video. We're always updating it and upgrading it. For example, looking at adding another first tier program, and you'll get a better sense of what that is if you go through the system, another first tier program that meets these criteria, which may very well be Unifii. If I end up talking to the owners of Unifii, which it looks like I will here soon, and if I review this product, the actual product, Prosperity U, and if some of my other concerns get addressed, I very well may be adding Unifii to our system to add that additional component and to be able to reach a larger audience. I'm convinced that cryptocurrency is going to go through another massive bull market, which will last a very long time. And when it does, just as we saw last time it did that last year, I expect a whole new influx of new people wanting to enter the market. So having something that's educating them and it's for newbies entering crypto, getting them trained up would be a phenomenal addition to our system. And of course, for those who know CWE, Crypto World Evolution, we call it CWE, CWE. The Autobot just does phenomenally well with its HPSI bot in a bull market, phenomenal. So that would be quite a system. So anyway, go ahead and subscribe to this video if you want to get more updates about Unifii. If I get a sneak peek at Prosperity U, I'll be able to share with you my impressions of that. And if some of my other concerns get addressed, which I'm still hunting down, I'm going to be meeting with the owners of Unifii. I'll keep you posted on that. So go ahead and subscribe to this video if you want to see that update. Click the link below if you want to check out our system, and I'll see you guys soon.